Welcome back to Orange Nation TV. Well, track and field is well underway, and this year's squad boasts a lot of record setters, including world record setter German Fernandez.
That's right, Jordan. Matt Hager got a chance to go to the track, and he has a profile of this year's teams.
Fans tend to see spring as the arrival of baseball and softball season. And as the Cowgirls continue what they hope to be a successful season, there are other spring teams trying to make their mark as well. One of those teams is track and field. With the indoor season recently ending and the outdoor season just beginning, some track members have already made their place in the school's record books.
The indoor track season went very well. Had some guys. German broke the NCAA record for the mile. He broke the world junior record for the mile. Broke the school record in the 3,000 and the mile. Ryan Bale ran extremely well. John Koski won a Big 12 championship and was second in another race. We scored more points at the Big 12 championships than we ever scored. So the indoor season went extremely well.
There's been a lot of buzz about freshman German Fernandez. He's already broken many records in a short amount of time, and some say he may be the best runner to come through Oklahoma State. But his season was recently interrupted after sustaining a mild foot injury.
He's got what's called a stress reaction, which is changes in the bone due to running, and it can be painful. Stress reactions can just be that, where they just get sore and there's a little bit of change, but nothing severe, or they can progress to the point of fracturing, and you get what's called a stress fracture.
Despite the injury, Fernandez competed with the American squad in the World Cross Country Championships. He was accompanied by fellow teammate senior Ryan Vale.
It's definitely a different experience. They're so far ahead of where so many people are in the NCAA that it really puts things into perspective when you go against competition like that, and sort of makes you realize that things aren't as tough here as they seem.
Vale placed 33rd in the senior race, while Fernandez placed 11th in the junior race. Both were the top American runners. The women's team is also doing well, as several have made regional marks and others soon expected to join them.
You know, we're off to a good start. We've had, up to this point, it's the second week of the season, we got 5 regional qualifiers. And we have a chance of probably 4 or 5 additional girls.
Senior Merritt Dietz hopes to perform even better than she did last year when she broke the school discus record. She says she hopes, in addition to making the national championships, that she'll also break the school shot put record. Sophomore Clarissa Andrews has similar hopes.
My main goal for the whole season is to just qualify for NCAA championships and hopefully jump a school record of 13 meters, over 13 meters. That's my goal.
The outdoor season is only a few weeks in, but with the qualifying marks both coaches have already seen, they look for this to be a promising season.
I'm Matt Hager.
Thanks, Matt. You know, Jordan, it's time now to talk about what everybody's been waiting for, the 2009 Cowboy football spring game.
Well, Jack, you've been meaning to tell me you've been waiting all this broadcast just to talk about Cowboy football.
Jordan, I've been waiting since the end of the bowl game to talk about Cowboy football.
Well, the Cowboy football spring game has come and gone, and has it got everybody excited. And you know what? I cannot wait myself for that first game of the year. And, of course, it's against a very formidable foe, the Georgia Bulldogs.
You know, that's right. This year's spring game gave a lot of the younger, newer players a chance to get some experience they wouldn't otherwise get.
Yeah, it was really kind of a year for the newbies to step up and make their mark. But one of the key questions, especially for the Cowboy offense, is who's going to come in and fill that backup quarterback spot. That's an important spot in case Sack gets hurt.
You know, Jordan, that's a really important question, but Gundy even came out and said that no one distinguished themselves between Whedon and Kate, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, we got 2 stories lined up for you, one on the defense and one on the Cowboy offense. So let's go take a look at the Cowboy offense with Lauren Blackwell.
OSU football fans know the familiar faces of the Cowboys offense, but Saturday was a day to learn the new faces of the 2009 season.
With Des Bryant's participation limited to picking up an award and Kendall Hunter at his sister's wedding, the Cowboys had only one of their aces on the field. Zach Robinson showed again why he's the #1 quarterback for the Cowboys. Robinson hooked up with wide receiver Hubert Anium on this pass play for 52 yards. The drive ended up with a Dan Bailey field goal. Robinson guided 2 scoring drives for the Orange, the second capped off by this 10-yard run by Keith Toston for a score. As for Robinson's backups, junior Alex Kate had a 10 for 19 passing day for just 87 yards, and sophomore Brandon Whedon completed 15 of 25 passes, but for only 102 yards. The result? The Cowboys head coach says the job as Robinson's backup is still wide open.
For a while there, I thought Whedon was going to kind of step up and take that role, but I'm not sure that he did without watching the tape. So we'll probably go through summer and let those guys compete.
Whedon did have a touchdown pass connecting with DeMarcus Conner on this 25-yard bullet. Although he had a good spring, Whedon says he's not worried that there's no number 2.
Not bad. I think I made some mistakes, and I got a little pressure and I had to get out of the pocket a little bit. But I think overall I played pretty well.
Veteran running backs Bo Johnson and Keith Toston turned in some highlights. Toston had his moment on this option pass to Justin Horton for 6. But new running backs also made their mark. Redshirt freshman Travis Miller carried the ball for 72 yards on a dozen carries, while Guthrie native and fellow redshirt Kai Staley got 36 on 10 rushes. With Bryant out and other receivers gone from a year ago, Anium stepped up toward a potential starting spot. Anium's 106 receiving yards caught the eye of the head man.
He had a couple drops that concerned me a little bit, but that's part of the maturity, the maturation process, I guess you'd say, that he has to go through. He's been sitting behind Dez for 2 years, but it was good that he was out there this spring, and he was a guy they were counting on. He did make some plays when he had the ball in his hands.
For his part, Anium says the preparations for 2009 will continue, even if spring practice is now history.
This season we got more wants. Last season we had it there. We had finished. We didn't finish as we should last season. This season coming up, I think we're going to finish more. I think everybody wants to lose.
Overall, Zach Robinson says he saw what he was looking for in the spring game. Some newcomers who can step up and help the offense this fall.
Guys like Justin Blackman and all those running backs that we have. It was good to see them step up this spring, and because we're going to rely a lot on some of those guys.
As for the defensive side of the football, let's toss it to Gideon Thompson.
Oklahoma State is on its 3rd defensive coordinator in 4 years, but the Cowboys are hoping the 3rd time will be the charm. Bill Young has come to Stillwater replacing Tim Beckman, who took the coaching job at Toledo. Young has made many stops on the coaching trail, including a successful stint in Kansas. Now he takes over a Cowboy defense that has been considered the weak link during the Mike Gundy era. After watching the spring game, Young is generally positive about his unit's performance.
Well, you don't want to give up any points, and we did give up a few, but at the same time, we scored a touchdown and we got some turnovers. So we're proud of the way they played.
For one of the senior defensive starters, the change to Coach Young has been a smooth transition.
He's just been preaching turnovers, really, but scheme-wise, he hasn't changed anything else up, and it's allowed us to keep just growing and making strides with what we did last year. So it's helped us out a lot, especially having veteran guys that know the system. You just come in and keep doing the same thing. You just work on getting better and being more physical and tackling.
One area of attention is the defensive line, which is inexperienced at the interior positions. Head coach Mike Gundy singled out Jeremiah Price for praise after Saturday's scrimmage.
Jeremiah's done really well, had a good spring. Jeremiah's 267 now. He played at 250 last year, so he's really matured and had a good spring.
The coach also gave kudos to redshirt freshman Nigel Nicholas from Rossville, Georgia, and junior college transfer Darius Hart. Both play the defensive end position. The play of the game was senior linebacker Donald Booker's 43-yard interception return for a touchdown late in the game. The next time Coach Young gets to work with his defensive troops will be in August for fall practice. In the meantime, Young will get a chance to catch his breath and familiarize himself again with his alma mater.
Well, it's just nice to be back here. I went to college here and I coached here, and it's just like home to me.
As you can see, a storm broke out after last Saturday night's spring game. The Cowboys are hoping for a defensive storm to hit the Georgia Bulldogs on the first Saturday in September. Now back to Jack and Jordan.
Well, one of the biggest factors for the Cowboy defense in 2009 is going to be the big playmakers on their defense. One of the biggest ones in 2008 was Andre Sexton, who plays that hybrid position, the star, which is a cross between a linebacker and a safety. It'll be interesting to see if he can improve in 2009 on his success from last year.
Yeah, Andre Sexton, he's going to make the big plays. But the bigger question is, what other Cowboy defensive players are going to step up and make the much-needed other big plays down the stretch?
Well, Booker showed some flashes of brilliance in the spring game with that interception return for a touchdown.
Yeah, he definitely did, and hopefully we'll see more of that this upcoming season.
That'll do it for us here at Orange Nation TV. A special thanks goes out to everybody who worked on the show.
For Jack Burke, I'm Jordan Woodruff. Until next time, my friend, we'll see you right here on Orange Nation TV.